Look what just came out as a surprise. Disney World has made a major change for the better. The return of a nighttime parade. And we're not only seeing the parade for the first time tonight, but I'll also be sharing 5 big tips for catching Disney Starlight during your trip. Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away debuted on July 20th and is the first nighttime parade that Disney World has had in years. The story of the parade is that it is a collection of your favorite stories brought to life by the magic of the Blue Fairy. It's inspired by a classic Magic Kingdom parade, the Main Street Electrical Parade, which I think of as a Disneyland parade. So all my Disneyland friends going back to the 80s and before, this was definitely something that we grew up experiencing. And I'm glad that it got to move to Magic Kingdom so more people could know the magic of the original Main Street Electrical Parade. If your family has fans of Moana, Peter Pan, Encanto, Frozen, Pinocchio, Coco, princesses, and more, this parade is going to be a must-do on your vacation. Your usual parade tips aren't gonna work here because this one goes backwards. You heard me, backwards, but it's actually really genius. They did it because they wanted people closest to the exit of, on Main Street, the exit of the park, to be able to leave first, to alleviate the crowds pushing forward to try to get out of the park while the rest of the people standing at the end of Main Street are still trying to enjoy the parade. Disney Starlight follows the normal Magic Kingdom parade route, but it follows it in reverse for that reason. That means the parade starts on Main Street USA near the fire station and heads up towards the castle before turning into Liberty Square and heading to exit next to Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Frontierland. This means all the best parade watching spots are completely different, but stay tuned for our tips and I'll make sure you know exactly where to stand. The parade is set to occur nightly with times showing at 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. throughout early August. But don't worry, Disney Starlight is expected to continue to run consistently at least through the end of 2025. Disney has not announced an end date. One thing to note is that it will not run on nights that there is a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party or a Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Because it is an outdoor parade, it is subject to weather cancellations, and make sure you're keeping an eye on your My Disney Experience app as showtimes are subject to change. Well, this is the scene on opening night here in Town Square. There are already many people camped out. Now, granted, it's opening day, but it's just a few minutes before 6 o'clock, so it's more than 3 hours before the first show, and people are already lining up. This is looking like it's going to be a hot ticket. Always keep an eye on AllEars.net, which is our blog and website, and of course all our social media channels, and right here on YouTube, and we'll keep you updated about whether or not this is a continuing phenomenon. We're an hour away from the parade starting, and I've got to give you all these tips, so listen up. Number 1, the picture perfect spot. Typically, the best parade picture comes as the parade comes towards you with Cinderella Castle in the background. But since this parade is going backwards, it's different this time. There are a few key spots we recommend for the absolute best view of the parade, and if you're looking for a picture perfect moment, these are the ones you want to know about. But I'm warning you now, these are also going to be some of the most competitive spots to watch the parade. As you can see, we chose the sort of reverse of where I used to always stand in front of the flagpole, looking towards the castle. This time, I'm standing in front of the castle, facing away from it, in the same direction that Walt and Mickey are looking in the partner statue. This is the iconic shot, watching the parade come straight at you down Main Street, but in reverse. But the real bonus here is that once the float hits the hub, they take a turn to your left, so you get both a head-on view and a perfect side view as they circle around the hub. This might just be the most sought-after parade view in the park. Our second pick is still in the hub, but on the opposite side. This time you're facing the castle, and you're just off a little bit to the left. From here, you'll catch the parade before it makes its way over the bridge to Liberty Square. You'll have the castle in the background, but you're set back far enough to get a full shot of the floats without being too close, like if you were in the center of the hub. Third up is the back corner of Ye Olde Christmas Shop, right where the caricature artists used to set up. You'll be facing the bridge that leads from the hub into Liberty Square, and from this vantage point, you'll get a wider shot with the floats coming across the bridge and the castle in the distant background. This spot in front of Country Bears has always been a recommendation at All Ears. We've said this porch is a great spot to come. Look at how much space there is right now, and it's sort of set off the main thoroughfare. You get kind of runoff air conditioning from the hat store. If you stand in this spot, you still get a little glimpse of the castle in the background as the parade comes towards you from that direction. Now here's a pro tip straight from a cast member. We were told their personal favorite spot is right in front of the old entrance to the Liberty Bell riverboat. This angle is similar to that first hub spot, but flipped. Instead of watching the floats turn left, you see them turn right as they curve towards Frontierland. It gives you that same combo of straight on plus side angle, and it's a great spot if Liberty Square is getting too packed up front. Now we've got one more major recommendation that could end up being the best spot of all, but we don't have full confirmation yet. That is the newly refurbished balcony of the Main Street train station. When this location is offered as a viewing area, it's one of the most exclusive and elevated perspectives in Magic Kingdom. Right now, for the first parade of the night, the entire train station balcony, including both wings, is reserved for VIP tour guests. That's different from the Festival of Fantasy parade that only blocks off the center section for VIP tours. We don't know yet if the balcony will open up to regular guests for the second parade of the night, which is currently scheduled for 11 p.m., but I'll be sticking around to find out. And if they do, you better believe we'll be among the first to be up there. Tip number 2, seeing the fireworks and the parade. Remember that catch I mentioned? Well, here it is. Magic Kingdom fireworks are still happening. They are still going to be just as popular, and they're going to happen between the two parades. If you want to see the fireworks and Disney Starlight, you'll need to see them back to back. Parade number 1 is at 9 p.m. Fireworks start at 10 p.m. and parade number 2 starts at 11 p.m. The great news is that a lot of the spots we've mentioned so far for the parade will be great spots to see the fireworks too. If you want to see both, I highly recommend seeing the first parade. If most people from the first parade stick around to watch the fireworks, that means those headed to Main Street to see Happily Ever After who didn't stake out a spot for the first parade will be fighting all through the people who already had their parade spots and are keeping them for Happily Ever After. If you do want to watch fireworks and then the 11 p.m. parade, be prepared for a less than stellar view of the fireworks, but you'll likely be able to snag a great spot for the parade without too much trouble as the crowd from the first show and the fireworks clears out. Tip number 3, a no stress parade spot. So what if you aren't interested in staking out a spot for an hour and dealing with huge fireworks and parade crowds mixed together? Watch from Frontierland. Like I said before, it's worth repeating. This is always a great parade watching tip because Frontierland isn't as flashy as Main Street. If you don't care about the classic background of Main Street, Frontierland can be a lot easier. And if you're used to watching in Frontierland, you can handle things a bit differently with this parade. Because the parade starts on Main Street, it should take about 20 minutes for the parade to reach the Liberty Square Frontierland transition. If you don't want to stake out a spot for the parade, you'll have the most luck strolling up last minute in Frontierland, and on less busy nights, you can even be a little bit late since the parade will take some time to reach you. And here's a strategy that might actually work better for some of you. For years, we've talked about how skipping the fireworks can be a great time to ride rides. If you're not interested in the parade or you've already seen it and don't mind missing it, there's a real opportunity to knock out some of your favorite attractions with shorter wait times while everyone else is standing still. But now that window is even bigger. The parade starts at 9 p.m. and then they're staying put to watch Happily Ever After at 10 p.m. That gives you a solid 2 hours and 18 minutes where a huge portion of the crowd is planted on the curb. That's not just a chance to ride 1 or 2 rides. That's time to hit multiple headliners, maybe circle through a snack spot and experience a quieter park while everyone else is locked into their spot. Number 4, getting out after the parade. It's no secret that getting out of Magic Kingdom can be a hassle after the fireworks. So how does the parade change that? Well, it's still going to be a nightmare, but it makes those first 2 spots the most valuable. To get a great view of the parade, a pretty good view of the fireworks, and beat the mass exodus of the park and the buses, ferry, or monorail, stick with those first 2 spots in the hub. The closer you are to the exit when the fireworks end, the easier it is to turn tail and get out of there before you're stuck in a 45-minute bus line with your exhausted kids. There will be a smaller exit rush after the second parade, but it could still mean some lines at the transportation. The same closer to the exit tips still stand, but you can also have the very neat experience of a low crowd wander out of the park when coming from watching at the very end of the parade in Frontierland. After all, the 11 p.m. parade shouldn't end until about 30 minutes after the park is closed. Main Street will likely be fairly empty by the time you make it there. Number 5, which parade to see? We've already covered that the 9 p.m. parade is for you if you want to see the fireworks. But you'll also want to see this parade if you've got anyone in your family who can't quite push it to the later time. Me. That's me. I drank an energy drink tonight to make it to the 11 p.m. That's what time I go to sleep. For most families, 9 p.m. is late enough, and it will feel several hours later after a long day in the sun. 11 p.m. might just not be possible, especially after Happily Ever After feels like a great finale. Trust me, you don't want to push through a tantrum-level exhaustion from kids and adults alike just to have a slightly less crowded parade. Then, no one will enjoy it. The 11 p.m. parade is for you, however, if late nights aren't a problem. For one, it's much easier to find a spot at these late night parades, as a lot of families will clear out after the fireworks and will opt for that first parade. Plus, the 11 p.m. parade happens after park close, so it means no missing precious park hours that you could be using to ride rides. Look what just came out as a surprise. This is a light wand. Let me turn it on. There they are. And then, of course, it's branded with Disney Starlight. And then, in addition to that, it's a bubble wand. It's a light wand and a bubble wand. And the most incredible thing is the fact that we've heard that this coordinates with the show. So these lights change depending on the float and the song. And I can't wait to see this in action. Do I love bubble wands? Is that who I am now? Let's watch the parade! Unbelievable, we just saw Disney Starlight for the very first time. Miranda is here. We just covered it as reporters and also as major Disney Parks fans. What did you think? Is it interacting with the fireworks too? Well, first of all, I was blown away by the technology. I thought, oh, LED lights, I've seen it all. I'm not going to be impressed by this, but I was dazzled by the way the floats can transform.
Elsa does her spin and like hits the floor,
yeah.
And then all the things, like the air pops up, her cape goes. It's monumentous to me.
I agree. The show could have ended there, and it continued, and actually somehow got more dazzling.
But that finale though was incredible.
Did you love Whimsy, the new character, the new train, the anthropomorphic train? I know, I kind of rolled my eyes about Whimsy when I first heard about it. I'm so sorry. This is going to be me eating my words in the future now that I think Whimsy is going to be an international superstar. The music had to be my favorite part. I absolutely loved hearing the Main Street Electrical Parade theme play at the beginning. That was so exciting. The theme song that they created for this is epic.
Yes.
I have no notes because that song is everything. This is a must beyond a must. I would rather watch the parade than the fireworks.
Ooh, what a hot take. And I absolutely love Happily Ever After, but I almost have to agree with you.
I have the very important task of finding out about this train station viewing. Happily Ever After is currently underway, and there is a rope on the steps of the train station. The other side is still being refurbished, so this is the only access point at the moment. It is roped off, and a cast member tells me it will not be available, at least for now, for viewing for Disney Starlight. Well, thanks for joining us tonight on this wild adventure experiencing Disney Starlight for the first time tonight. If you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and put this password in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when myself or one of my friends comes out with a brand new video, which is something we do all week. See you next time.
Bye.
See you at Disney Starlight.
Yeah.